Hi and welcome back. Today I have a watercolor review video for this lovely MeiLaing 52 watercolor set, which was kindly sent to me from Paul Rubens. After I unboxed it, I did not find out immediately in which direction this box should be, but it's a really beautiful metal tin. And it is gorgeous for traveling because it has everything you need inside, and the size is also not too big. It comes as always with a color chart where you can swatch your watercolors and where you have the names and more information. This set also comes with a little stack of watercolor paper, but I will use my watercolor journal today. I already reviewed a MeiLaing watercolor set in the past, which I really enjoyed using, or I still enjoy using it. I use it regularly, as you can see, and I also took this with me on holiday in the past. And this set comes with metallic watercolors, and as the new set you can see here, comes not with metallic colors, it comes with pastel colors, which I love. Well, it has two metallic colors inside. It's a silver and a gold, but the rest are normal colors plus pastel colors. And this is what I really like using in my sketchbook. It's more like a gouache, the pastel ones, and it's perfect for sketching. I'm now going to swatch the colors first for you onto that color chart, and later I will create an abstract watercolor journal page with these paints. I think the MeiLaing, the older version with the metallics, is still available, and you can get the set depending on what you want to use. If you like hand lettering with metallics, then the older one might be better for you, and if you prefer sketching, then I think this might be a little bit better because the color range is bigger. On the swatch sheet you get information about, of course, the name, the number of the color, and also the light fastness, and if the color is more opaque or more transparent. I think it's always really helpful to have something like this because especially the darker colors, it's hard to see how they are going to look on paper. So it's always good to have a swatch sheet close to you. I usually am a big fan of the Paul Rubens watercolors because they have never disappointed me. And it's the same here. It's not a super expensive set, and I would say it's kind of a student grade watercolor. And if you are, especially if you're starting out and you don't have any watercolors, this set might be gorgeous. Also, if you maybe need a palette for traveling with many colors, it's also great. A great box and a great size with a lot of different colors, and it's not so big. And I will definitely take this out on location the next time. As you can see, you get quite a lot of different colors and also a lot of greens and blues, which I think it might be not necessary. But I would say if one runs out, you can use the other one because the next two greens are quite similar. They are a bit different. I would say these three greens I'm swatching at the moment. Also these three greens are pretty similar. They are different, but not in a big kind. And you could probably easily just have one of these and then mix something in to change the colors. And here I thought I accidentally had swatched the same color, but I didn't. Yeah, they are very similar. So maybe you don't need all these colors of the same color tone. The next one is really dark Hocus green, which I love because I always need a really dark green. And now we get some really lovely turquoise colors, especially the cobalt teal is very pretty. What I also noticed while swatching these, that especially the blues have some really lovely granulating colors or color mixes. I think the cobalt blue, which is a mixture here of PB29 and PB5, has ultramarine in it. And the ultramarine is usually quite a granulating color. And what's nice about this swatch sheet, you can see the pigment numbers, and it's also in the cornflower blue, which is the pastel blue you can see here in that line, and it's also a bit granulating, and that's really lovely. What I also like that you get an indigo blue and a Payne's gray. This is the indigo what I'm swatching now, and then next is the Payne's gray. I really always need quite dark colors, and I also love to have some pastel colors. Next color I'm swatching is Carmine Rose, and this is also very granulating and so pretty. And I also love these next pink tones, but I have to say that the rose red and the quinacridone red are also quite similar. The one I'm swatching here is the peach blossom, and the next one are the rose colors, rose red and quinacridone red. They are both pretty similar. The quinacridone rose is a little bit more reddish compared to the other. You also get quite a big range of violet colors, also pastel and very dark. They are all pretty. Usually I would say you don't need that many violets because you could mix them. But what I like about when I'm traveling, and usually I don't want to have, or I don't have so much time, and I don't have so much space to mix all my colors that I need, and then it's really nice to have everything ready to go. Now we're going to the normal reddish colors. The first is the vermilion, and then we go on with a scarlet red and permanent red. I really like the carmine, which is next. It's a really nice color. And then we have a dark brown, which looks to me more like a burnt sienna, and a fired gold ochre, which looks to me more like a burnt umber maybe. Both transparent and very pretty. Indian red, it's a bit dark I would say compared to other Indian reds I have, but I like it because it's opaque, and that's something I like to use. The next is also kind of a bit, it's called burnt brown. I would say it's also like a burnt umber, a little less reddish than the fired gold ochre. We have a raw umber, which is beautiful, and an ivory black, and also a coral black. Not sure if you need both blacks, but well, it's maybe nice to have them. And finally, you have a gold and a silver. Especially the gold is so opaque and pretty, but also the silver was nice. And when you put out that plasticky type with the brush and the sponge, you get a mixing palette in this box. And here I'm just searching for a color combo that I've used recently in another work, and I just want to create a page with it. I'm working in my Moleskine watercolor journal. I love to play in this a little bit more abstract and create some abstract pages. And here I'm just exploring which colors I plan to use before I start my page on the right side. I'm also experimenting a bit with the mixes of the colors, how they mix, if it looks nice mixed together or not. And if I'm happy with the colors I have chosen, I am going to start my page. And here you can see I'm using the mixing area to mix my colors, and I'm mixing, I can't remember which exact colors these are. It might be the Payne's Gray with any of the greens. And I just play intuitively. I really love this. To make an abstract piece interesting, I always try to have a wide tonal range. That means that I have some really dark colors and also some lighter tones, because that gives me a higher contrast and makes it just more interesting. I hope you don't mind that I do not talk as much through the process. I'm still fighting against the my bad voice that I have since I had COVID. Um, it takes so long to recover, I have the feeling, and always when I talk a lot, I quickly get a scratchy voice. Whenever I'm not sure which color I want to use, I just try it out on the left side of my spread. I will now let this page dry first before I add another layer to bring in some depth to the painting. You will find all the links and details about the watercolors in my video description. And if I have a discount code for you, it's also listed in the description. And here you see me mixing also an opaque color using the white and some greens and blues, I think. I want to have kind of a greenish earthy color that is opaque, so I can make some marks on top of the darker areas. I will let this dry again and then come back and create a botanical main image on my spread. I decided to use that pencil which comes with the set to pre-draw my botanical image. I usually would not pre-draw it. I usually just go in and play intuitively and paint these botanicals just yeah, quite loose. But I thought this page should turn out good, and I don't want it to ruin it, so I thought I would pre-draw it. The pencil that comes with the set, oh, I can't remember. It might be a harder pencil. Maybe you can you can see it, but I will search for that pencil. I don't know where I have put it, and see if I can find how hard it is. I'm now using a dark blue. It should be the indigo, I think, and paint these botanical leaves. I think I'm mixing in some of the ultramarine. I think I would love to have some granulating effects in the mixture, and that's the reason why I'm mixing that in. And here I decided to soak up that drop that I accidentally got on my page with just a damp brush. Yes, and that's my page for today. I hope you enjoyed this little review video and the alternate page. Maybe you are a little bit inspired to get out your watercolors. I wish you a lovely week. Bye.